Then it's not betochen. I destroy wird dir helfen. Destroy can't help you. Now, was then? Will sich heiren. I have in my fantasy as Chobebs. Emunah hat zu tun absolutely on cheshbenis. Emunah is an in my min b'chol yom sheyave. Das sagt der alte Rebbe eigentlich Shir Tanya. Mashiach ba behesach hadas. Was ist behesach hadas?
Ein ganz nah.
It's beyond cheshbenis. Jetzt hat cheshbenis ist nicht. Ich nicht kann liegen. Ich nicht euren Sauf. Ich schon weiter achleschen. So nicht das immer Mashiach. Mashiach ist Yechida. Yechida has no explanation. So all these biyurim, all these cheshbonis, I'm sorry, Reb Reuven, I know you love them and I love to hear them, they're beautiful, but I say...
No. You, I don't know if you were here at the beginning. It was
I missed the beginning. You started earlier than 2 o'clock, I noticed.
No. Oh, yeah. Someone, they brought up a video that was put out yesterday by Visa Heister, by
Weisberg.
Weisberg. Oh, okay.
Weisberg put out a thing yesterday. I answered this. So we were discussing here 45 years.
Right.
He has a ganze cheshbon.
Yeah. We So, I'm saying this because this is, I think, it's a fundamental mistake. And this is why many people on Poshet verloren the Häusen. The Cheshbon should not geklappt. And that's why people lost it. Was hat's damit mit the Cheshbon is? Weiter with Nigla, I don't know why you're looking for Nigla, the Niskase with Nigla. Isn't this what the Rebbe says in Basinigani? And the Rebbe wird auch abkommen dolle Mathe und zurücknehmen von Golos. What is this? Do you need a better marker than the Rebbe himself saying this? As the Rebbe wird auch abkommen zurück dolle Mathe in a Gufa Gashvin zurücknehmen von Golos. Nigla, Niskase, Nigla. Okay? But that's me a better cheshbon. By the way, just as an interesting piece of information, when there was this whole big campaign about Chesed signing Rabbanim, Cheskes Mashiach, the Dalach, the base, there was, I think it was Turin, who went to Rav Soloveitchik in Chicago. What was his first name? I'm forgetting his first name now.
Aaron. Aaron.
Oh, Chicago was Aaron. Yeah.
Rabban Soloveitchik. And he went, and he then gave a chsima about Cheskes Mashiach. He said, I'm sorry. I'm mistaken. After Gimel Tammuz, he said, the Turin went to speak to him, and let him bring the Gemara, and he got going door, in Minachayim, in Nisayim, in the Alem Midrashim. He didn't move him. So he showed him 2 things. He showed him the Bereb B'Siche Kuntas Beis Rabbeinu Shebebava, and he showed him the Maimer, die Werte von Maimer. It was in the Rebbe sagt das. No problem. Accepted that Ruizgem dem Saksar, that Chas v'Sholem to say hey Pochai Munah, Chas v'Sholem, so that he saw the Torah. Was? The Rebbe sagt das. Dafür geht suchen Daniel, dafür geht suchen Rashi, noch mit Abschütte של Mikro 45 Jahre. Wir prüfen, what's going on between. Sag doch ein.
Chas v'Sholem.
Anyway, you want to have a cute one just now by Mincha. We have a very interesting minyan. This is, if I will put it up, only Chabad. I have a Satmara, a Belzer, a Vizhnitzer, each with their own shape and form of hats. Okay. The Nocha Bechever was coming with Anhäusen, with Katzerhäusen. Okay. Some with yarmulkes, some without yarmulkes. Und mit Daven zusammen, it's a beautiful image. A guy took a picture. He says, do me a favor, don't show it to my community in Sat because they'll kill me. They'll find out that ich Daven do Mincha und ich komme nach Maschen seiner Center. His name is Yoili. If they find out that I come to be Maschen as a center, I'm history. I'm cooked. I'm finished. I'm done. I'm in. So, und zu dem haben wir da echt noch ein Litvak, ein Jäcke, a yeke for Yekeland. Mamish, I mean, you don't come more yeke than this guy.
Hast du schon 2 Millionen?
But it's a fraction. Ich hab doch all video. And Heinz is a president from the Litvische Yeshiva. And he comes to Mincha. So he tells me today, after Mincha, I was joking with him. I said, we shouldn't say Tachnon today. It's Yisro Chag. Tisha B'Av Mikromeid. So today is Yisro Chag. We shouldn't be saying Tachnon. Okay? Nicht nur was Yankee Babinus Yortzeit. Somebody pointed out. As Heinz Yankee Babinus Yisrochels Yortzeit. So you have lost Mele. But Mitzad Yisro Chag. So he tells me, he comes in the morning in the Litvish Yeshiva. He don't know a Litvak. And he told him, he went over to him. He had this idea. Yeah, to be of, excuse me, so today we shouldn't say Tachnun. So I asked him, so what did he tell you? What do you expect from him? What do you expect from him? But he didn't realize that he himself, 2 years ago, had nicht getracht. He hears every day we want Mashiach now, and he hears about Tziyum, he hears everything. He's a Marayni Kopf, that shit is. He knows, I'm at Geredi, the Mastisha Bob is a Yontif, a boss with Tzad Gula. It's Heindach, and John Katachman. There's no question about it that the train is moving forward and it's affecting more and more. So but we should push it, strengthen, push it, any from the Munde, Pshuta, on Shum Esberim, on Shum Cheshbenes, now, and that's it. Finished. Sorry, Bruven, I was like a hack in Cheshben. I apologize.
The Cheshben is good.
The Cheshbenes and the Cheshben Badenish. I don't know, Noam Wagner, I spoke to him at 4 o'clock my time this morning.
Could you remind him now?
I can text him. I can try to text him.
That would be great. By the way, I want to point out something from yesterday. It was so beautiful. This video over here, this one here. So you saw the video. Everybody saw the video. The amazing part that I like so much is that we have no problem sharing it. You can have all kinds of tiness that the Rebbe said this before, and who is this guy to come, Johnny come lately? I didn't hear anyone say that. Instead, everybody's sharing it. We're so excited. I'm very proud of us that we're open completely, and we respect it so much that every group I'm on, I got that video at least 5 times from every group.
You know what? I got it from non-Chabad areas, from non-Chabad groups, and it's all over the place. It's all over the place. And what's interesting, nobody yet said, oh, he's a Lubavitcher. That's what's supposed to be. So that's exactly
we know that every single thing the Rebbe started, the Rebbe is always 20 years ahead of everybody. Everybody, 30 years, 20, everybody follows the Rebbe in everything. Now there's nothing left anymore. All the regular things that Shluchim do, is now we're holding already by the one Indian. And now they're beginning to say that. So the only thing that's left for us that they're not doing yet is Maravet's boy.
If I may say something.
Yeah.
What Reb Zusha said about Emunah is a very interessante Sache. The Sefer Ikrim speaks about Emunah. Und fragt Achkira, kann die Teure monnen Emunah bei Menschen, was ist mamisch hepech achush? When I get an example, if you have a rectangular, is my vase as from right to left is the same from up and down. How about if you go in an angle, it's a slinger, right? If you have a square, a rectangular, if you go, this is länger wie der andere. Fragt der Bala Ikrim, zu kennen der Teure Monen von Menschen zu sagen, it's the same thing? Sagt nein, a Sach, was ist mamisch bemuchisch mit der Egen, was mir sagt, das ist impossible, kann man die Schmone kennen Monen? Was ist da a Regime von Rebbe Rashab, I think in Tofresh Samach Gimel, und der Rebbe Rashab says like this, he says that Mizret has mokim in ha'oren einem in Amido, hat mir gesehen, mamisch, ja und nicht, the same thing. Sagt der Rebbe Rashab, Uber Bechilis Kweite Rossi Aroma lay dok bidvorov. As is a Grabashab. Is Taylor in andere Wörter, der Rebbe Rashab sagt, Eib Taylor sagt zu glauben, darfst du glauben. I sag viel als Sache, was das Mamisch hebig als Seichel im Ganzen, aber Eib Taylor sagt zu glauben, darfst du glauben. Und ich gehe als Dogma von dem Ingen von der Mokmo in Amida. I just wanted to say what Rebbe Zusha says, Muna meint, als nicht nur, ich glaube. Sie kennen seine viele, Mamisch hebig als Chush und hebig als Seichel. Aber Eib Taylor heißt du glauben, darfst du glauben.
We find the same thing in Yaakov Avinu Lomes. It's the point of the whole thing.
There's no question about it. Talking about Yaakov Avinu Lomes, there's a guy who used to come to Gemara Shiurim, Ahinah, a kitzer. Rabbi Noam Wagner is coming on, till he gets himself organized. So he heard what that was after Gimel Tammuz. He heard what we used to say. One day he calls me up and says, Rabbi Silverstein, I would just learn the Daf Yomi with my rabbi, another Orthodox rabbi, and they learned this Gemara of Yaakov Avinu Lameis. And I asked my rabbi, says, so why is wrong what Lubavitch says? So why is that wrong? So my rabbi looked at me and says, I can't say it's wrong. Can't say it's wrong. So just a matter of chinuch, but what's important is coming with a marker that they feel comfortable with. But if you come with a Gemara, a Medrash, a Sicha for Rebbe, no problem. Everybody accepts. Rabbi Mendy, you the MC. You see Rabbi Wagner is on. Oh, you can't talk? Okay, Rabbi Wagner, unmute yourself. The MC, Rabbi Mendy Rubenfeld, is a little bit untalkable now. So, please.
Okay. I don't know if you see me, you hear me, but
we hear you, but we don't see you yet.
You don't see me because I'm on a dark bus.
No.
Light on.
Go ahead.
We're in the middle of Africa. So it's not a great reception in the middle of a bus in the middle of Africa. So you know, it's interesting. The Rebbe spoke once about the fact that it says that the Inyan of Gula, the Inyan of Mashiach, has in it two opposites. The Rebbe said that on one hand there's the things which are completely extreme in positive, and there's things which are completely extreme in negative. So that's what the Rebbe said, that there's things which we will say garnish can't vorstellen, and those things happen. That's the idea of Yisbaru V'Yislabnu right before Mashiach, that it goes mamish with in an efen of ganz nicht verstandig bechlau. The Rebbe gave a mashal. Rabbi said in the Tzad HaTov, you see people giving tzedakah in an efen, that bichlal, nobody could have ever imagined such a thing. That's one thing in the Tzad HaTov. Not stam, but in a way that's shaloi be'erech to anything anybody could have imagined. Al-derech zeh that Rabbi mentioned in the Tzad HaTov, that Rabbi spoke about an inyan of Chidushei Torah, that the Rabbi said al-derech like the Rogat Shavar. Mentioned the Rogat Shavar, that by the Rogat Shavar there was an Indian that he himself, had his avodah and everything else, that even a mensch, but in his Chidushei Torah, Mom is like one of the Rishonim. The Rebbe said al derech, you see today, which Bepashtas, the Rebbe was talking about the Sichas, and that's on the Tzad HaTov lahafli, in a way that Mamish you can't even imagine it. The Rebbe said on the other hand, the Tzad HaShlila, you see, for example, in Yonim of Heipach Havas Yisrael, things which nobody could even imagine that such people would be shaykh. Those people or people are not shaykh to such a young of machlekes. It's mamish not shaykh such a thing. So that was something which we never spoke about then. But Bichlal, you see, Chassidus, it says that the idea of Mashiach, right before this galus of Mashiach, there has to be that the Ra Nelam is revealed and the Teva Nelam is revealed. So mitzad echad is the Teva Nelam, which is Bichlal, something which is Ein L'Shayr, and mitzad sheni you have the Ra Nelam, which also is Ein L'Shayr. And that's the Nekuda that comes, and there comes this galus of Mashiach that comes, the world breaks down all the covers. So the truth is, we see it in everything in the world today. I mean, you see today in Chinuch, the frat, when you're talking about, I'm now sitting on a bus with a bunch of bachrim, 50 bachrim, and there's mamish von ein Zait,
and it's so quiet.
So quiet. I thought you can't hear me. I put on earpods. But it's mamish the nekuda von ein Zait, the amount of limud HaTorah and the amount of limud HaChassidus, the amount of limud in Yanim Mashiach and the amount of connection to the Rebbe is something which has never existed before in history. Such an eif in the Teva Nelam, the way it is, like things that we can't imagine. To daven, to learn, have a connection to Rebbe. Everything is Rebbe, and nothing else exists. Zweiten Seite, we see the Cheshach couple of Chuppel of Ikvus and Mashiach in such a way that this came on this get Mashayr sein Bechlal, that Bechlal, that such a thing is Shayr. And that's what it is, and it's in the world today, it's in everything today. That's Mashiach. That we're here. The Frierdiker Rebbe said Allah years ago, the Rebbe mentioned it so many times at the beginning of Ayemim, that the Eibishter had angezündet the Galus meant. Eibishter is burning down the Galus. We see it in the world today with everything. I mean, each one of us is in our place. We're here in South Africa with the COVID and the riots. Canada, also, and wherever it is, things that you can't even imagine. The whole world's shutting down. The Gullus is shutting down. This Neitzitzus of the Eira Gula in a way that it's mamish in L'Shayr. And that's something which we are here. We're here. It's mamish. Like you look at the world, there is no world anymore. There is no world. There's no world mitzad from all the inyanim. There's no. You can't call the world a Helen Vester because Helen Vester has to be a Metzias. It's not a Metzias anymore. The Cheshach is so not making sense that it's not a Metzias, and it's a Sheni the Oid is so not making sense, not a Metzias. And from unser Zeit, when we sit down and we learn about Mashiach, and we push it, talking in Yanim of Mashiach, you had Baruch Hashem, a lot of Bachim, they learned in the 3 weeks, they learned through all the Yanim of Beis HaMikdash, Sai, Rambam, Midas, Yecheskel, and Rebbe Siches, Mamish, with a Klarkeit, they're getting tested on it. They have it like Mamish as a gruntig, things which, it's like always a thing which didn't make sense. How are you going to learn about Mashiach? It's a Mikdash. But then the third Beis HaMikdash, to learn Pashut about the third Beis HaMikdash, in a way that came in Mashargim. But Pashut, when we sit down and we learn the Eira Gula, it's here, we just have to bring it down, Pashut, to learn about Mashiach. We sit down and we learn about Mashiach, we're Pashut bringing that Eira, that reality into the world, because the whole world, the Helen V'Hester, the Cheshach, it doesn't exist anymore. The Eira Medumet doesn't exist anymore. The Eira that we thought was Eira doesn't exist anymore either. Nothing exists. The only thing that exists is the Eira Gula, which is here, and we learn about Mashiach and we schlep this up and we bring it Pashut to Peil Mamish. So that's it. That's the Kudah. So it's a schus. I know that I was giving a hard time to get on. That's Pashut because I'm busy in the thing, not because, but it's a big schus that this thing is happening. This in of Netzach is when nothing makes sense. The Koyach HaNetzach is that there's no oil, there's no Chayshach, there's nothing. Nothing makes sense. We just do and we bring it because that's the Metzias. So enough that learn, and we learn, and we continue to learn, and we have to see this galus of the Rebbe Melech Mashiach taking me on mamish.
Koyach.
Noam, we're ready to give you another few minutes. How much longer do you have to be on the bus?
Another hour and a half, Mr.
We're good.
And we're getting in after curfew, so
So you might have to stay on the bus the whole night. So let's go.
Whoever heard of curfew? Whoever thought that such a mitzvah could exist in the world 2 years ago? The whole gullus is disappearing. It's not. Yeah, we're standing now. I remember I had this course. Usually the place where I stood by Fabrengens on Shabbos, I couldn't hear or see anything. But Shabbos Parshas V'eschanan, it was Tes Zayin Menachem Av, Tavshin Nun Aleph. It was quite empty because it was a rainstorm, so guys who were supposed to come in for the Fabrengen from the country didn't come in. On the other hand, there was guys who were supposed to go in. That Shabbos was the Archekala, those who were supposed to go in there, didn't make it in, whatever it was. Pale Mamish, someone arranged for me a place where I was able to see and hear, standing close enough. And I remember how the Rebbe started off the Fabrengen, that the union of all the Shiva, the Nechemta, they're all one union. The Rebbe started off that it's Nachamu Ami, Yemer Elikechem. The Eibishter sends through the Nevi'im that the Yidden should be Nisnachem. And the Rebbe continues that what's the next Haftarah? And that I remember hearing it and seeing the way the Rebbe said it. Vatemer tzir azovani avaya ve'avnei shchichani. Don't send me mechamis through the Nevi'im. Don't send me messages. Azovani avaya ve'avnei shchichani. That we don't want the messages. Come and speak the Nevi'im and they tell the Eibishter Ani Asayar Alei Muchama. So the Eibishter says Anechi Hu Menachemchem. That's what it means. Nachamu Ami. Nachamu Imi. That the Eibishter says Nevi'im Amboyu. This is how the Rebbe started by the Fabrengen. And that the Rebbe started the Fabrengen actually. I think the beginning of the Fabrengen was about Amelant yet Hilchis Beis Abchira. It's interesting. In the Hanachas, it says that we're coming now from learning Hilchis Beis Abchira. But if I remember correctly, if I understood correctly, the Rebbe said, "Mehalt yet in learning Hilchis Beis Abchira." Because mashma you have to continue at least till Chamisha above. But upon him, the idea is, the Rebbe said, we're not happy. We don't accept anything from the Eibishter. Not that he should send us messages, not that he should send us even the highest inyan of a nechama kfula that comes from the Nevi'im. The Yidden say, Azavani Avaya, Ba'ad Meshlichani. We want to have the Eibishter himself and the Eibishter Zak, good, the Eibishter himself comes and gives us this nechama kfula. This nechama kfula that comes from the Eibishter himself, this is the end of the week, Tezvav of that's something which before Shabbos, before we go on to Tuesday, of Parshas V'eschanan, that we have to see it already. That's it. Medaf set up, schleppen.
Ja, shikach, Rabbi Noam. Zal den badieren bij ons allemaal lichtig. The gash is about this and all the matter with Pale Mamish. And I hope you make it before the curfew all the way to Yerushalayim. Then a curfew in
Amen. Take of me on Mamish.
When are they closing the date? When are they closing the doors of the Beis Hamikdash? What time?
Could be they don't close them anymore. Steht doch jeder Ried kennt doch jeden Kedische Kadashim. Jeden Tag, dreimal a Tag. Usually they close it by night. By Nacht. Huh?
Rosa Station Yerushalayim.
Rosa Station Yerushalayim. Yeah.
היה שכח.